If you went to a government department to apply for a programmer job, you might have already experienced how time-consuming it is. Even for basic assistance, filling lengthy forms, standing in long queues and a ton of document requirements make the task annoying and tedious. At times, this is done purposefully, and often goes unnoticed. Time tax is an invisible government cost that exists, needs to be realized, and stopped. According to a survey in 2012, in America, 39% of households had at least one person participating in government-aided social insurance programs. That's a good chunk of the population. Imagine, 40% of the population have to go through and the costs they pay for. These may be salaried employees, working from paycheck to paycheck, a teacher, a struggling businessman, or even a student. Converting this into an actual cost will turn out to be a big chunk of the economy. Noticeably, 45% of the applied applicants never received benefits. This means they spend a good amount of time applying for the process that went in vain. Likewise, there are numerous examples of people paying the time tax through social insurances, like Social Security, Medicare, government employments and more. Time tax hurts more to the poor than rich, more to the blacks than whites, more to the sick than healthy. Consider the situation in the United States. Spending 6 months in calling and emailing the state labor department for not sending unemployment insurance payments, enormous paperwork of 100 hours, and trying to fix an accidental lapse in health coverage, or struggling to maintain government aid and child credit tax payments, with a physical disability and a below poverty line living, time tax hurts. Unemployment insurance was primarily to guard against economic damages, like the COVID recession. However, it turned to be a patchwork of 53 unemployment insurance systems. Some say it was done purposefully, to have the least number of claims to be paid out. The Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program or SNAP is another example. With the introduction of able bodies, workers now have to log their work hours, or demonstrate if they are looking for a job. Some of them said that requirements were not clear, failing which will remove them from benefits under the program, irrespective of their hard work. Or, consider getting housing aid in California. An applicant needs to first get waitlisted for rental assistance, which opens periodically, sometimes only for a few days. Then, he needs to win a lottery to get on the list, and again wait for, sometimes, half a decade. On selection, next comes eligibility and verification appointment, which could take from few weeks to months, and even then, the process may not be successful. Many programs meant to aid the poor have demeaning, invasive, and time-consuming screening requirements, along with headache-inducing questions. More than a dozen states require welfare applicants to submit to a drug test. The state Women, Infants, and Children programs, or WIC, generally require in-person interviews and numerous in-clinic appointments. Meaning, applicants need to take time off work and find transportation to a WIC office, just to get help buying formula and diapers. Health is another sector where time tax is intensive. Americans spend more on health coverage than any other economy does. But sadly, the sick are called to fight for insurance to insure them, investigate and interrogate billing practices, and qualify themselves for government subsidies. In developing countries like India, situations are similar. Applying for a new electricity or water supply connection has lengthy document requirements. Tasks that involve government officials are aided with bribery and corruption. India remains the most corrupt country in Asia, despite the improvements in its global corruption rank compared to the previous decade. This is largely due to the 39% bribery rate in 2020. Time tax is huge if someone is unwilling to bribe. Endless tours to government departments become part of daily life. Applying for government exams drains good time too. Results get delayed, and legal issues halt applications in the mid of a process. Further, the delays due to the COVID pandemic made the situation worse, affecting a student's career. Small and medium businesses have to bear time tax as well. Too often filing of tax returns, legal consultations, and traditional laws slows down work. Further, bureaucracy, corruption and micromanagement by the government via regulations makes the problem much bigger. However, seeing from the government's lens, time tax can be advantageous. Having annoying and time-consuming requirements makes the government pay less capital from its inventory and, at the same time, retaining the public vote bank. This allows them to show the public how they help the poor and those in need, and at the same time, not lose huge funds. Some government programs may actually need deep background information. This can be necessary in order to avoid fraud and misuse of public allocated funds, which, not to forget, is from the hard-earned money of the taxpayers.